Praise be to God. So I was just in prayer and I heard, what is the sense of God showing me other dimensions if I'm too ashamed to post them? Because I've been doing it again. I've been seeing other dimensions for a while now, and I haven't been posting what I've been seeing. So I am probably not going to remember everything, but I'm going to give one that I saw last night. Now, I've been having dreams a lot too, but I'm working on videos. I got to get a lot done, but I want to get this out right now because I need to not be ashamed of the other dimensions that God shows me. I have a gift of that. You know, if you've been following my channel, you know that the Lord has given me that gift. And what do I mean by other dimensions? I'll put videos in the description box because there's new people on my channel who may not know what I mean by that. So I'll put videos in the description box where I explain it biblically as well as things that God showed me. The Bible talks about other worlds. And I'm not going to explain this every single time because I think that's part of the shame that I've been experiencing because I know people don't understand these things. So I haven't been coming forward talking about different things that I've been shown. I'm always praying. I've been praying every single day. God, show me more dimensions. Show me more dimensions. But I heard clear as day in prayer, what's the sense if I'm too ashamed to post it? So I was like, wow. You know, I've been seeing things for myself like, wow, that's amazing. That's something. And I haven't been coming forth. So I have a gift of that. And last night, right when I was going to sleep, like right when I was just about to fall asleep, and I did have a dream too that I plan to get out later, but I got other videos I'm working on. But right as I was falling asleep, I started seeing into other dimensions, multiple dimensions, many different dimensions. In one dimension, I saw myself in this other dimension, and I was living in this really big home. Like I had these really big giant windows, and I was in the bed. It looked like I was just waking up, like it was daytime there, and I was just waking up. And I saw that, and I just saw I lived in this big giant mansion, home, castle, whatever. I don't know what it was, but it was massive. And I was like, wow, I'm living nice in that dimension. I was like, okay. And so then I was shown a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't even record it because that's another thing. A lot of times when I say, well, I'm not going to share it, I don't even record it. A lot of times I do that. And I was shown a bunch of different dimensions. I cannot remember them all. But one I was shown very clearly because I was in this dimension for a while. Well, I was shown this dimension for a while. I wasn't actually in them, but I was just shown them. And I was shown this other dimension. And in this dimension, there wasn't humans like us, like we are made in God's image. It's hard to explain what I saw because it's nothing like it. But there was these entities that had consciousness, like they had wisdom, but they were not in our form. Like the face of them looked like a human face, but the body was like almost like a bear is the best I can explain it, but it wasn't a bear. But that's just the closest I can think of. They was like hairy like a bear. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. They was like that. And they had the consciousness of, and I'm using the word consciousness because I don't know what other way to explain it. But the way they thought was like animalistic and they had wisdom. So it was mixed up. It was like they still had that animalistic nature and they also had knowledge. How much knowledge they had, I don't know. Was they as knowledgeable as a human? I doubt it, just looking at their world. Like I saw this really up and close. I saw this, I can't call him a man. He wasn't a man, but he was an entity, I don't know, in that dimension. And I had a knowing they didn't have humans like us, like they was not made in God's image. And I saw him outside and he was doing something. It was like showing me him up close and showing that he still had this animalistic behavior. And then I saw that he went home. When he went to his house, he lived up in this mountain, but it was like a mountain of greenery. Like it was all this greenery around, and it was like almost like a rainforest. Like it was like wet, and his fur was wet. And I saw him go home. And when he went home, it was these giant carvings of what looked like his face. It was like giant carvings of his face. It was two of them. You know how we have Mount Rushmore and we have the giant faces of the presidents? It was similar to that. It was just two of them, but it was these giant faces where he went home. And then I looked at that and I said, oh, so they do have intelligence. Because at first I didn't know. And I said, for them to carve something like that, they have intelligence, even though they look like animals, except they had like a human face. And when I saw him go home like that, I saw another being that was looking at his house, and I was looking at this being looking at his house, and he looked different though. He had these long ears. I guess the best way I can think close to it is like rabbit ears. It's almost like he had rabbit ears, but they were sticking straight up, and his fur and everything was different. You know, like even as humans, we have African Americans, we have Caucasians, we have different races. Amen. And so that's what it was. It was like he wasn't the same. He didn't have the same look as this other being that I saw. And I saw that, and I was looking at this dimension, and I said, yeah, all dimensions, they are not made in the image of God, not in all dimensions. So God bless you all. Bye.